So now we have two markers, one up and one down. And I'm going to put a third one in the middle that's going to follow the trajectory. M. Down a couple of clicks, maybe about that much, and rotate just a little. I'm hoping this doesn't look too funny. Now let's see if that's where it actually hits the bench. But it hits the bench in slow motion. So I'm going to pull the marker over a little bit. And the last one, I'm going to add a little bit more. And just, I like a little movement at the end. And I think that's going to be the end of the clip, so I'm now going to drag it. I'm going to use blend because I want to smooth and I want it to go out. Linear blend. And this to in. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in out, which slows down the end of the last clip and the exit of this one. And in this case, in. That didn't work too well. Ah, we need another intermediate point here. That's all. Bang, right there. It actually looks pretty good anyway. I'm going to now change this again by right-clicking this time and going backwards to blend. That's handy if you can cycle through either direction. I just, from none, I like to right-click to go to blend right away. I'm going to make this also in out because there's a couple of bounces here. Now let's see how that looks. Looks terrible because it's going by really fast, so I'm going to right-click, right-click. I throw one at the end too, even though that's the end of the clip, just for complete purpose of completion. The in-out is what's doing it. I'm going to take them off and see how it looks. That's not bad. Now one more thing I'm going to show you in this video, and it's pretty long already and I'm imagining most of it's going to be cut out, is to use the handheld function. You should be used sparingly. If you put it just on the first clip alone, it's hard to tell. I'm going to put it on a few and see what it looks like. This first clip. Oh.
Everybody wants to touch.
It adds a little wiggle. Perhaps I'll use high, which I'll go backwards to achieve. It goes low, medium, high. So I'm going to put that on high. I'm going to go backwards for these.
Everybody wants to touch me. Why?
It gives it a camera feel, a handheld feel. I guess that's why it's called handheld. I'm going to put it on everything, just for a laugh. But generally when you're outputting, you find that the results are less than pleasing when you're doing the final editing. If you're doing any non-linear editing like Vegas, Premiere, or other, you're going to find that this really messes up raw video. In this case it didn't look like it does, but that's because it's playing. But when you're outputting, it does something to the video. When it's laying the frames down one at a time and rendering on the fly, sometimes the calculations that it does in that case exaggerate the jitters and you end up with one or two frames that wiggle and then the camera's back on its trajectory. The results are unpleasing. So in this case what I'm going to do is leave everything on low. I'm going to click twice. Oop, messed that up. Put this on low.
Everybody wants to touch me. Why? Damn it.
You don't actually have that guy shooting at her for very long. What I'm going to do is pull this ahead so that we're actually watching the glasses for a shorter period, but we're seeing this for a longer. For some reason her bullet's gone. There, the last one. I'm going to right click now and just rotate a little so I get a better shot out of this guy's head. Nice. Now what I'm going to do is one last thing here. Now this is a sequence between these two shots, so there's some camera movement here. It's important there. Where the gunshot happens, I'm going to drop a marker. I'm going to make sure that it's, again, orbit. There's no ease in or out I want, and low. So now it's this in the sequence as well, but I want the speed to go down to 45 until the next marker. Actually, that's better. I'm going to go B for beginning and play the whole thing, and then we'll complete this tutorial. One more thing I can show you is pressing H removes the HUD. It's a toggle. It can be brought back up. Handy. We now have a 10.2 second clip. Hit F6 to save it. Here's one last tip. You want something on the timeline to represent the clip. The old lady getting the glasses might not be bad. I usually just cycle between her getting plugged, perhaps her bugging this guy. That looks kind of funny, and he's got a little bit of a gun, so I'm going to go forward a few frames. Now he's armed. Now I hit U, press the U key. It's updating the thumbnail. This is important if you have lots of clips in your timeline. You want to make sure that you can see which clip is which easily. Now it's distinctively this clip. That's it for part 1. And I'll get into some more detail in part 2 if I've left anything out.